Hello all, it's time for part 3 of Daily 585 where we learn to be a better gamer. In parts 1 and 2, we looked at a lot of stuff. First we looked at the idea of creating our own timings, and then we saw this really nice 2-base all-in from Naniwa. We then followed that up in part 2 by looking at a 2-base early attack designed to kill off a 3rd base from our Zerg buddy. The all-in that we saw at the start, and then the third base kill that we also saw, these things combine together. They work together to make the Zerg constantly fearful. I cannot emphasize that enough. Because Zerg cannot get into your base to find out if you're going for a 4-gate attack or going for this Immortal 7-gate all-in, Zerg has to have some preparations for both, which is why he will wind up being weak. That's a really important thing that we saw just in the last game. In this game, this was from the DreamHack semifinals. We're going to see Naniwa do the most recent play we looked at, which is 1-gate expand into 4-gate pressure. This is designed to kill a 3rd base. But we've been looking almost exclusively at Zerg players who go for the standard Ling, Roach with Roach speed defense. What if our opponent didn't do that? What if he went for, like, Ling Ultra, which is really, really freaking popular? I mean, that is kind of like the strat du jour. We're looking at it like a much different overlay thing because this is actually using the game heart map, which is really great for play, seeing all this numbers, all this data. So don't be shocked by it. This was the custom observer UI used by DreamHack. It does mean that my observer bar is here instead of floating behind this nice Day 9 TV logo, but that's fine. I figured I would show off the full game heart thing to give cred to the amazing design. Did I stop my music? Oh, thank God. Okay. Alright, cool. So, we have Naniwa down here, who's a barcode, surprise! And up here we have Jaedong, who's really damn good. We're going to see some of the same timings, so we're going to see, okay, Gateway on 13 supply. There's nothing up here anymore. Okay, so we have our gas on 14. We'll just briefly look at Naniwa at warp speed, just so we have a good sense of what's up. There's the additional pylon going down. What do you know? He's building a cybernetics core. It makes perfect sense. Actually, I should select it like this. So that way we can actually... Oh god, I hate when it does this bug. Let me see if I can fix it. Oh no, the map's tilted! Oh god, I hate this. The map's actually tilted. It's at like... This is a weird... Oh, there we go, I got it. The map's no longer tilted. Oh, wait. Damn it. Do you see the tilt? Do you see how the map is like oddly tilted now? What the heck? What is going on? Oh my god! Alright, where's the Naniwa cam? Where's our barcode cam? Wow, what on earth? What the on the earth? This has happened to me like many times before. Okay, this is we're gonna go crazy if we watch it like this. I'm gonna... Oh my god, thank god. We can close that. We're just going to reopen the same thing. Oh my god, huh. I hope none of you had an aneurysm the way I had an aneurysm. My nose was bleeding violently off camera. Oh gosh, get this started again. Okay, let's minimize this replay. Okay, let's... Okay, here we go. Back into the game. I fixed it. So we're going to briefly warp speed our way through. There's a little bit of glitchiness in that, like, the game heart interface is designed for playing, not for watching replays, so this information about the Nexus is slightly obscured, but that's okay, because this is the last one that we're going to look at. So again, Naniwa, he starts his core. Oh no, at a BC, stop it at a BC. Okay, he's gonna get his Zealot. We can actually see the Zealot icon there, and here's the production of the Zealot up there. And then, per usual, as it gets close to being complete, cancel! And then with his 400 minerals, he expands. Now, if we look in Jaedong's base, Jaedong is doing kind of the again, the opening du jour for Zergs, which is fast expand, fast speed. And we see the Zergling speed being researched right there, so that's good. Did it tilt back the other way? No, it's normal. Oh god, I'm like gonna go insane if it tilts. It's not tilted. It's not tilted. No, the only person who's tilting is me. Okay. So here's the standard type opening. We actually saw this in the very first game. This is what we saw out of Hyun when Naniwa just decimated him using that opening. So as we go back here, we see, oh yeah, here's that 4-gate play from Naniwa. Moving out right as this Nexus finishes, clogging that hole right as he's moving out, building this pylon. I will once again note that Naniwa has actually not scouted. He knows his opponent is here due to the fact that he's like seen an overlord in his base, but he has not scouted. He's literally doing this blind. And then this happens. Naniwa pokes up here and sees, wait, is there no third? Moves up to the front, immediately begins checking this area. And right now, Naniwa actually has the funds to be able to do the Zealot Warp in. We're seeing these are opening up right now to become Warp Gates. This Stargate was always part of the plan. But then Naniwa sees, oh, you didn't go for a third. There's no use to do the Zealot Warp in. It won't kill freaking anything, man. There's nothing to kill. So, it's time to adjust. We're actually going to see Jaedong go for some aggressive linkage. No problem. Look what Naniwa does. Gas, gas, gas immediately. No problem. He'll also go for a robotics facility very swiftly. No problem. Naniwa sort of feigns a move out. He feigns an attack. Sort of makes it look like he wants to do the getting that facing. And he retreats and doesn't really save much of anything. Alright, cool. Void Ray, big difference. Our opponent really shouldn't be going for a roach attack. We saw a bunch of speedlings. So we have a good read right now. It's not going to be the slow roaches. If it is slow roaches, we'll just do an extra warp into sentries and then get out the Void Ray. But there you go, 745, very early robotics facility. We see there, Forge coming down. It's actually the same follow-up that Naniwa did last game, except he skipped the Zealot part. He's now incorporating in the Phoenix part. Think about these Phoenixes for a moment. We have seen our opponent have no third. We've seen them have a lot of speedlings. And that's it. That's all we know. So fast Mutalisks could very well be a possibility here. So he's actually sending his Phoenixes out quite early on. This is one of my favorite parts about watching Naniwa play. He just has no vision, but I mean his game knowledge and his timing knowledge is so deep that he's well aware of all the things that Zerg could be doing. 4 to 5 Phoenixes, I like. 6, I think you have to really know what the hell you're doing to get 6 up, but 4 is a good amount, because 4 means you can lift up a queen and definitely kill it off. Because Naniwa, for instance, has 3 here, he has to spend 2 pickups, so here comes the pickup. We talked a little bit about this timing earlier on, right as you are starting up the robotics facility. No biggie deal. Start the expand while the Colossus begins. And there it is. Very typical timing. 4 Phoenixes. Stopping point. I like 5 Phoenixes, what we're seeing out of Naniwa, who actually opts to lift. Oh, another queen. Good damage. Nice and aggressive. If you're not good at that micro, no big deal. You can just go straight into normal stuff. Naniwa's kind of in one of these, like, positions, because these Zerglings are actually 1-1. I don't know if you can see these icons here. I would show you the Zergling upgrades, but they're actually hidden behind my replay bar. Oh, so good. But it can be pretty clear about now, especially if you have popped in there and see the Hive going. This guy's, he's going for the big Ling play. There's the +2 armor. An expected cancel, but it's not really going to change anything that Naniwa's doing. He's still getting the Colossus. He's still going to be adding in 2 more gates. Once this expand is up, he's going to add on 4 more gates for a total of 10. He's going to be stopping at 3 Colossus, just like he did last time. So let's see all that pan out. It's very easy to think that Naniwa's in really bad shape, but he has a really good read on what his opponent is doing. Pops in and sees, uh-oh, it's the fast hide, it's the fast one. And there is the Twilight Council going down, and if you have ever wondered what is a good thing to do against someone who is going Ultra Ling, look no further, go Immortal Zealot Archon. Easy peasy. However, Naniwa can do even further adjustments. Sees the fast hive? No problem. Instant timing push. Why does this timing push work? Because he's going for a fast hive. And given everything our phoenixes have seen no roaches and hydras. That right there immediately means that this is way freaking good. Right? Immediately. Because he's going to have lings and infestors. Maybe Mutalisks, but we would have seen those already, and we have our phoenixes. If he is getting Mutalisks, and the off chance that he's going Mutalisks or roaches or hydras, we can recall in that off chance. Most of the time, though, he's just going to have Zerglings and Infestors if he's going for Fast Hive. So, sweet. This is like the perfect Zergling murdering army. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tricky to kill. His counterattacks are annoying. But no problem. Time Warp's only legit and good because we can recall. Oh, yes, sorry. Someone in chat noted that Swarm Hosts were a possibility. This composition is also excellent against Swarm Host. Because they'll only be in small, middling numbers. But again, we're assuming that he's doing something with his Hive Tech. The good old money force fields. Not just spamming the force field button there. Actually looking and seeing what's going on. There's the charge. Here's the dramas. There's the recall. Again, if we saw a whole bunch of roaches and we're like, whoops, we just recall back home. Sure, Naniwa's been stuck on 2 base for so long, but he's gotten the research with the Phoenixes. He's seen that the Ultra Cavern is coming out. He gets to build his absolutely perfect composition. Zealot, Archon, and Immortal. Archons and Zealots and other things, trying to kill off whatnot. Oh yeah, standing in mineral lines, really good against Ultras, especially like waltzing back there at the Colossus. The Ultras just glitch out super hard. How many gates do we want? 10! How many do we want? Well, 10! When do we want them? No! 10 gates a good amount. For Zealot Archon with Immortal Production can actually work off 10 gate. So yeah, cool. There it is. Stalker with Robo Production is really hard to do with 10 gates. You can do it with like 8 gates or something like that. Yeah, Jedong RC, Jedong. Taking all the bases, but against a player who's going Ling Ultra, this is just so stupidly good against that. So Naniwa's at like 170 food. He's not maxed. Jedong has 7 ultras, some swarm hosts, a whole lot of other stuff. Words cannot express how freaking good this composition is against Ling Ultra. But I don't need words. I just need to show you this game. Imagine Zerglings in here. Okay, stop imagining them because they'd be dead already. Oh, no zealots, no problem. Keep warping on in. Keep wiggly wobbling. Just holds back for, I'd imagine, one more zealot warping. I love Naniwa's patience. He just kills off a bunch of stuff and then he's like, whoop, hold on, I'm rebuilding. Zergling attack, it doesn't matter. We're going for the jugular here. With our original 3 Colossus. Killing off everything in Naniwa. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and unmute the chat so we can take some questions. Oh yeah, let's go to moleculesquestiongrabber.com. It's very bright. I'll take the ever so important question by Jolene. Oh, Jolene. Oh. Day 9. Nani really exploits an impeccable time with Zealot Immortal against both 2-base and 3-base Zerg play. In your opinion, what could an early exploiting Zerg do to hold off that aggressive? 9:30. What do I think? What would be good? What would hurt this as much as it should? I don't actually have a good answer. It's like really good. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh my god. Mr. Dum Dum Day 9 head face bear. I don't know how technically it would work, like what the specifics are, but Banelings would rock this. Banelings would rock this hard. I think you'd have to appropriately analyze dot stuff. I don't know who was outside. Someone's looking for Kite, I guess. Yeah, Banelings would be really good. I think you'd have to properly identify what was going on. But in terms of technical timings, using Roachling... I don't know. I actually don't know. It would probably be something like apply early pressure. Like basically what Yu-Gi-Oh did. I think Yu-Gi-Oh's biggest downfall was that he opted to counterattack with 18 roaches instead of staying home with 18 roaches. I mean, I'll say Baneling is the sort of intuitive counter because it's a hatch tech thing. We would have the Gases Zerg. He would have only Zealots. But I think that it would be... I think a more reasonable thing is to apply enough pressure to identify what's up. And once you've passed like the 6 to 7 minute mark, and you're like, okay, he's not foregating me, just begin making like a round of roaches and try to be really watchful about that Warp Prism incoming. And then don't counterattack, just stay back. Alright, that's what I think. Oh, Pants B asked a great question. Naniwa accounts for the 6 pool and the standard pool, but what about the 10 pool? While the Mama Koa would prevent the toss from dying, wouldn't it put him behind? Once again, I would say, like, go check. The timings. I think a 10 pool... Is that you, Asher? Asher.
What?
Is that you?
No, it's me.
Oh, hi, Huck. How are you?
Surviving. Am I banging him on your cast?
I mean, you're on the show.
Oh, wonderful.
Do you want to say hi to everyone?
Ah, no. Not the internet. Sorry.
Well, I'll see you inside. Oh, dude, Huck and his fiance, who I live with, are boiling artichoke hearts in soy sauce right now. I can't even imagine. But that's not Canadian Huck. My roommate's name is Huckleberry, so we call him Huck. It's a good name. It's a good name. It's H-U-C-K Huck. He's outside. He took the trash out. That's what was going on. So, what was the question? I mean, Huck's a lot more interesting than StarCraft. People thought I lived with Huck. That'd be pretty funny. Just like all of a sudden, like Huck decides to move to Los Angeles and abandon his dream of crushing the Korean leagues. He's just hanging out in LA. Now here's a question. Why didn't you show the 2-base Colossus all-in that Naniwa did against Leenock? Because it wasn't in the replay pack. It wasn't in the replay pack. Oh, here's a great question from Pink Terracon Lee. I don't know what the name is, but I did my best. Asks, is the 15-minute ultra hit a fair timing to remember? Timings are only significant if you can derive use out of them. For instance, let's do a really simple one. Let's say your build will always kill someone who's going ultra. Like, let's say you have a build where you build only immortals, so you're excited to see him go ultra. You don't even need to know the timings, because if your strategy already crushes it, it's just not that relevant. However, let's say, here's an example. Let's say we have a timing that, or our army composition is really weak against roaches, but really strong against everything else. If we can go and say something like, all right, a 1330 hive timing is almost always ultralisks. If we go in there and we see a 1330 hive timing, we can be like, oh, he's starting to go for ultras. I'm going to attack now. It's exactly what we saw in this last game. You almost never want to push with some zealots, 3 colossus, and 3 sentries. That's a terrible push against really any roach hydra composition. It's just going to slaughter it against any amount of corruptors, against any amount of mutalisks. It's going to slaughter that push. But Naniwa saw, oh, you're attacking the fast ultras, so now I'm going to push. So I would go for something like 1330 hive start. Generally would indicate ultras. Generally. Not always, but... Or I think it was actually, 11-minute hive is what it should be. Like, oh, 11-minute hive is... Oh, he must be going ultras. I can push now. Super good. Super great. There's some builds, actually, that don't even need to know certain timings, and some that do. For instance, I know that there's some builds that really struggle, for instance, against a Protoss who goes for 2-base aggressive air stuff, and that's really the only thing that they struggle with. So, to do that properly, Protoss really needs to start their gases at like 615, like start their double gases at 615. So, a lot of Zergs don't even know that if they're doing other builds, but in these specific sets of builds, players are like, geez, I need any signal I can get that he's going for double Stargate. Okay, I see the 615 timing. Oh, okay, cool, now I know. So again, it really, really depends. Animania says, Naniwa does the Zealot Immortal all-in, mostly on Neoplanet S, doing a 4-gate. It seems like on other maps. He actually did some he did some Stargate play on Belshir Vestige as well. What other maps in the current ladder could this build work on? Some of those the terrible map that looks like a mutant antelope face with a big cracked nose and like a little thin strip, and you both start in the top. Could work there. I think it has a lot of flexibility to work on most maps just due to how swift the Warp Prism is. It's certainly best on Neoplanet S because you're cutting through the middle, and the middle's very safe with the Warp Prism, but the smaller the map, the better it would be upon. Ooh, Jaybird points out that we have almost 100,000 followers on Twitch. It's so cool. We're at 97,952. It means 100,000 people receive an email every time I go live. Let's take one more really fast question. His Beans says, how do I beat High Templar as Zerg? You don't. I figured I'd give a terrible answer for the last one. Everything I've said is a lie. Have yourself a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow on Wednesday for another daily. Portal on Friday. And I'm really nervous because next week is the Magic the Gathering Dragon's Maze Pro Tour. I bought myself some Voice of Resurgences. Yeah, there's actually 4 in there. I actually opened another one in a pack, so I have 5 now. Oh shit, I dropped them on the floor. Alright, I'm gonna go now. Have yourself a good day. Bye! Well, I thought they were bringing back slivers just in Duels of the Planeswalker. Isn't that right? It was just in Duels of the Planeswalker.